Hello, everyone. Sending love out to you. So, this video, I want to add on to the symptoms and of ascension to give you knowledge about what does it feel like to be waking up, to evolving, to feeling activated. What's that look like? What's that feel like? And I'm sharing this from my own experiences, from my experiences with my clients, from my friends, from teachers, other wisdom people that I've been following through the years that have shared their experiences with me. And yours might be completely different, or I might not mention some of the things that you're going through because I don't know everything. We're all individuals. We're all experiencing this in ways that are for our best and highest good, so that we get the information and energy that we need, what we came here for. So I have my notes here to keep me on track, and just want to say that it feels like the activations and the downloads and the intensity is building. And in this, the activations and us evolving are all about us getting our body. If you've imagined our body's a muscle and it needs to carry a certain amount of weight, or is working to be able to hold whatever it needs to hold, that we're working on that, like we're building that muscle up so that we're stronger. And so think of evolving, and the activations is the up leveling, the muscle building, it's creating the ability for us to take in higher frequencies, to take in higher loads of electromagnetic fields, because that's what's happening on our planet right now. We have a very thin layer around the layer of electromagnetic field around the earth is thinning, so more energy is coming in, and there's a lot of different things happening that I don't even understand, or I don't fully know yet, but what we're doing is we're raising our consciousness levels, our awareness levels, our senses, and our abilities to create different things, which I'll explain as I go on. I don't want to go in that area right now, but we're empowering ourselves. We're getting stronger, and this is why it's so important to be healthy as you can, because it takes a certain amount of energy and life source to be working with this. And I find as you so let's say one of the first things is, as you're awakening and evolving and activating it, you will notice that you have different needs. And so what that is it's helping you to push you in the direction of being healthier. So your diet might change. I changed from eating a lot of vegetables to eating mainly carnivore. That has worked for me to help ground me, and it's helped for my body to feel better than the diet I was eating previously. Like my higher self said, we're moving in this direction, and try this, research it, all of it, and so I have been moved in that direction. But making sure that you get sleep. Detoxing is really important. Clearing, grounding, all of those things the basics. So learning to manage your energy, learning to manage your mind, all of those things are very important moving forward as your ability to take in more energy. And as we go through this, you'll see why, um, that all of that, you are supporting yourself moving into a higher frequency beingness. That that um, that is very exciting, very exciting. So part of me is trying to keep it simple enough for those of you that this is brand new, and then also giving information for those of you who are further along. So that's why you'll see myself, I'll check in to see, like, is that enough? Because those of you who are further along will understand what I just said, and those of you who are just beginning will be, trying to wrap your mind around that and what I mean by that. But as you go through it, you'll start to experience, like, oh yeah, I need more sleep. Oh, I'm not taking in the right kind of water. I need a different kind of water. Or I need to um, meditate. I need to go inward more than being so outward focused. You'll just, there'll be these, you'll be guided. You're guided, and you either pay attention to your guidance, or you don't, and then life will be rougher if you don't. So it'll be like you're going against your flow. You're going against the flow of the river of your life, and you're wanting to do something else, and the flow, your higher self is saying, no, turn around and flow. Turn around. This is the way. This is where you're going to be your best. This is what your soul really wants. Okay, so let's get started. And so if you haven't watched what ascension symptoms, go back and watch that, because those will be signs for you that something's going on. And you can, and then you're gonna also start to notice these things. So you're gonna feel increased energy in your body. Increased energy. So, and this is not, it might last for 3 days. It might last for, you might be woken up in your sleep and feel like electrical energy going through your body. You might feel and that might last, 5 minutes. I don't know. It's different. Each experience is very different. So it isn't like you're going to know. And I would also say, as you're going through these experiences, first of all, if you're startled, like a lot of times with the heart stuff, you can feel electrical energy in your heart. You can feel your heart expanding, or you can feel like a weight, a sense, not a weight that would be the same like a heart attack, but like there's something being processed, I guess is the best I can say. But you'll have to feel into it and feel the difference. But again, just like the symptoms, ask, is this something I need to, higher self, do I need to go to the doctor? And if you are concerned in any way, rather than going through all the anxiety and fear, go get checked out at the doctor to make sure your heart's fine, etc. And, take care of yourself in that way. But there's going to be energy, like you might feel high. You might all of a sudden feel like you have a ton of energy and you get a ton of things done. And you're like, boop, 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 boop. You're super focused. Or it's that the energy is making you feel like you need to lay down. It might be energy that feels floaty, like you're walking on the ground and it's like you're in between worlds. One of my, the observations, somebody said, they feel like they're in a game sometimes. Like, again, the energy can feel like you're in another, you're coming back and forth in between another world, or you're in between worlds, like realities, I'll say it that way. So it just feels like, oh, I'm feeling something that I've never felt before. So electrical, you so sensations of like you might feel your energy centers turn on. You might feel um, have a kundalini experience up your spine. You might become aware of the energy in your spine. You might become aware of your energy in your womb, in your first and second chakras. You might feel like turned on, like the energy is turned on. You can feel happy and giddy and blissful. And then you can also be feeling lots of the collective. You can be feeling energies, energies of emotions flowing up in your body from things that you've repressed. You can feel the energy more. You might feel the energies of people around you more, or environments or places. You might feel the energy of like if you're traveling, all of a sudden be turned on where you're at, like there's information there, like you feel this buzz. The energy could be the a ringing in your ear. You might feel emotional and just crying, um, crying from bliss or crying from grief. Unconditional love. You can so we'll cover more, but I think that gives you the sense. So it's like you can be tingling, you can be aching, you can be tired, you can be experiencing something, a release of something that happened to you in the past. And I would say, again, if it's not health related, if you don't feel like there's, a lot of times I say I'm choosing to be with this in love, and I relax and I just let the energy move through me. You want energy to be able to move. You don't want it to be stuck. So let the energy move just by allowing it. So go lay down, find a quiet place, do whatever you need to do. Let somebody know if if you're a little scared or something. If you have a friend that understands this, or like a coach like myself, or people in a group, reach out to them and just say, I'm going through this right now, and I just would like loving support, not to take it away from me. Don't take it away. Don't nothing to fix. I just want you to know. I just want to know I'm connected. And I think that's the other energy that I would say is that you feel an influx of energy in your body from the planet, from the earth, from your guides from up above. Because that is one of the things that you feel more connected. You feel more connected to earth, and the healing. You feel immediate healing when you're around the earth, like your feet, bare feet on the ground, hugging a tree, being in nature, being around animals. Um, that there's a more symbiotic connection that you become aware of. Becomes very healing, a very healing relationship in both directions. So you also have increased sensitivity to light, to the sun, and not meaning that you're going to create a relationship with it, but it's that you're taking it in more, you're allowing it in, your intuition gets turned on, you smell, your sensitivities are heightened, and it doesn't matter. There might not be all of them. It might be one of them, two of them. Gradually over time, all of us, areas of us grow, but wherever you're growing at now will be where you feel those things happening to you. So it might be hearing, taste, smell, feelings, knowingness, again, intuition, sight. Your eyes might change. Your eyes can see different things that you couldn't see before. You might all of a sudden become aware that you can see auras around different things, or you might see things again, kind of like in a game, like going from one reality to another. You might see things energetically versus as solid. Um, you might hear, your hearing can increase, and all of these things are helping your body build up that muscle, help to change, activate the DNA, turn on cells, heal, so release, clear. So all of that's happening in order for you to empower you, for you, it's turning you on to the powers that you have in you that have been turned off, that you didn't know. So I said floating, so yeah, you can feel like you're floating. I would work on being in your body doing the work rather than doing anything outside of your body. I mean, that's a whole nother thing to talk about, but what I'm talking about, the activations, like don't leave your body, because a lot of us learned that was our escape. If something was happening that we didn't like, we'd leave our body. We're here to learn how to be spiritual souls, this higher vibration, higher frequency, higher consciousness in the human body. This is our practice. So stay in your body. Let yourself experience what you're experiencing, and feel it. Just let it run through you. You don't have to figure it out. You don't have to know what past it came from, and it might not even be from your past. So it's just let the energy run through you. Just breathe, relax. Um, you know, feel compassion for yourself, and not trying to change anything. Just let it go through you. And you, in the beginning, like I said, it can feel very scary, and then after a while you'll get used to it. Like the new thing. Oh, I'm having an upgrade right now, a tune-up. The other thing is that you might feel radiant light radiating from inside of you. So like if you meditate, or you might just feel walking around like your heart opens, you just feel like your light energy, you just feel this calm or peace, unconditional love. Unconditional love, to me, and others I've spoken to, is really, it's like there's no judgments in it. It just is. It's just being. It's calm. It's peaceful. It's not emotional. It's not dramatic. It's not gooey, yummy, whatever. It's just this very peaceful time of energy, and so that might be going on within you. You can feel like you're in a game, like I said. Some people feels like as you're going through this game and you're learning these things, then it's like different things get revealed, and like veils are being removed, or you hit a jackpot, and it's all of a sudden you're seeing things that you weren't seeing and noticing before. It could be very heart opening, and it can also be very moving or distressing, just some of the things that you discover. Again, you're going to learn to be with what is and see things without being attached to them, or thinking that you caused this, or thinking that you have to do anything to change it. All right, that's enough for that right now. So you can feel ease or tension. It depends, again, what's happening, because sometimes things are downloads, and it's just information coming into you, and it just kind of knocks you out, so you can't do anything else. You might even be downloading information that you're writing. You might be getting information that you're going to be sharing with somebody else, but it might also just be things you're downloading right now in your body, and it has to align and assimilate before you're ready to have that information come out. So you might be tired. You might have to have quiet time. You might feel like, oh, I don't want to go out. I don't want to do anything. I don't know what's going on. I feel so sleepy. I just want to sleep. Go and sleep. Let it. That's when things are happening, when your body can do this processing and heal and release and whatever is happening. Again, you don't have to know what it is. You don't have to know what is what's going on. You can't know. A lot of us are consciousness is not ready for that yet, but as your consciousness grows, you'll start little by little having more and more understanding. But it's still like out there, a lot of stuff. Like I said, greater connection to earth, cosmos, and spirit. So that will all grow in different ways. Having deep compassion for yourself and for others. Understanding, being able to see like, oh my gosh, I can see why I was that way and why I would feel that way and why I did that. And as you start to have that for yourself, that starts to open up. You start to know that for other people around you. Like I said, unconditional love and connection to all. So this might be fleeting in the beginning for you. You might not have any understanding. It might be big moments, again, like you're traveling or someplace. Like a couple of mine were in special places in Bhutan, and another in Cambodia, where I just felt this unconditional love in these sacred places, that, it just moved my whole body. I could just tell different things were happening. And then it's like once I got that feeling, and that's where I learned what unconditional love is, I was attuned to what unconditional love felt like, and then I could attune to that in the world. So I just kept feeling in, what does that feel like? What's that feel like? Where is that? And then that was an activation for me for opening my heart more and attuning to that vibration. So I can send you that vibration. You guys can attune to me in that. So it might be traveling, it might be in your sleep, it might be in your meditations and dreams, or just, your connection with the tree, a connection with a pet, a connection with an individual. It might just be through your higher self. All different ways that this can happen. And it's just being open and allowing. This is the whole thing, because it's like we're so used to going through our lives in this fast, unconscious way, and that's what's changing. You're going to become much more conscious about what you're thinking, what you're doing, the choices you're making. You're going to slow down. Everything in the evolution awakening is about slowing down and being, not doing. Like the doing part is just to be doing is over. And so some of you are going to feel different ways that's impacting. It's going to impact your work. It's going to impact the way you work. It's going to impact your relationships. You're going to feel weird and off because you're so used to da 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 da. But what's going to happen is you're going to start feeling more these things, these feelings, different things that you can listen for information. You can take time to feel it, because you can't do all that if you're just, it's a distraction. If you're in distractions all the time, you're not aware of the messages, of the connections, of your power, of what's going on within you that is happening for your benefit, but you're resisting it, pushing it away because it's the unknown, it's uncomfortable, there's fear there. So again, it will be a process. It will build. The more stronger you get, the more will come in, and but just start, and you just have to start to trust. And again, find a tribe, or find a coach or a teacher or a mentor, or people that you can talk to, a friend. You really, that helps so much. I just met with a friend yesterday, and she was like, okay, can you read what's going on with me with something? And I read that. And before I read what was going on too, then we were talking about what have you been going through this last week, because we meet like weekly, and what's that felt like, and so she would share her stuff and I'd be like, oh yeah, and then I would share my stuff, and so, and some of our things are different. So then, down the road, if I haven't had an experience, or but seeing her experience or what she's going through, and what I'm going through, now we can talk about it freely and open, and it becomes much more natural for us that this is something ongoing. And I have other friends that I call and ask, how are you doing? And they ask how I'm doing, and we share what we're feeling, what we're experiencing. So it becomes much more natural, and it's easier for us to go through that than to have these experiences and know we're not alone. There are billions of other light workers, starseeds, sensitives, who are going through this also and holding the light and tired of all this shit that's going on. And but at the same, and going through these changes, right? Going through these up-leveling activations, downloads, evolution, right? That's what you're doing, but you're doing this for humanity. You've come here for this big mission, and you're on this mission, and you're living it, and this is part of it. This is your big mission, is to become who you really are, to live what your soul desires, and in doing that and going through this and expanding your energy and knowing and getting to know who you are, is being in this power, being activated, getting all those DNA that have been dormant now activated, letting go of the things that have been limiting you, waking up and expressing yourself in the way that you've always really wanted to, being around people who can support that, who and feeling the love that you are, and the worthiness, and the creative energies. Creative energies are coming up. The more you activate and turn on, and the creative energies are going through the roof right now. And that's part of your evolution, is to slow things down so that you become aware of the things that you've been not able to see because you have been programmed to either go numb and dumb and or avoid, distract, do all these other things in order to not become the real you, the powerful you, the game changer you, the light you, the love you, etc. Okay. So you can feel like really in the flow, like so turned on and in the flow, like nothing, like manifesting. You just know what to do. You have this knowingness, and you feel like you've gone from the 3D to 5D. You're living more in 5D, and that can just be like 1 minute of time, or it can be 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Like, I think a lot now for a lot of us who have been doing this work for quite a while, we're finding ourselves where things are happening super quick, fairly easy, still feeling different sensations in that, and going, and I think the reason it is we are spending more time in the 5D, and so things are easier there because of the work that we've done in the 3D, and we go back and forth between 3D and 5D, and because we're helping, we're in that, and we're helping to help humanity make this transition. So that's why things are slowing down, but yet it feels like everything's going faster. You can manifest like this, release things like this, it's amazing. So let me continue. So feeling tired. So when you feel tired, listen to your body. So that's the slow down. Listen, what does my body need right now? What's the highest and best thing I can do for myself? If possible, sleep. If possible, lay down, like start to trust what your body is telling you, because it's helping you. It will help you. Your body has a consciousness. And the more you raise your consciousness, your soul's consciousness, and then in this body consciousness, it will raise also. So you can end up doing, incredible things that I've already mentioned. feel like you're activating. Yeah, so it feels like sometimes like a switch went off. All of a sudden a switch will go off and you know something in your head, or a switch goes off in your body. Again, you just feel like, wow, I feel so energized. And then feel in, what do I want to do with this energy? What would feel great? Um, and then do it, right? Um, again, feel a need to integrate. So feel like you can feel like there's all these things that are happening, but I feel disconnected. So that's like a note to you to say, let's take some time and integrate. So that's good to go in nature then, or to journal what's going on, to meditate, to um, feel into what's going on inside of you. What is? Ask your higher self, what do I need? What do I need right now to be more integrated? It might be, again, changing your diet, changing a location, going on a vacation, calling a friend, having a conversation, all of those things. So um, again, you're tuning in, you're listening, you're feeling, you're making choices for your highest good. You will feel like you can't do what you've been doing. You just get this like, I can't do business the same way. I can't work with these same people. I can't be in this relationship. I can't live in this place anymore. I can't drive this car anymore. I can't eat this way anymore. Whatever it was, just you're just getting clear messages that you're changing. And so in the changing, in your evolution, things are now, there's outside your environment, certain things need to change. You might need to swim instead of run. You might need to read different books, or stop watching certain people, stop watching the news, you might feel drawn to join a group, etc. So it's listening in. We're all different. We all have different needs. It's doing that. So life, so again, what I just was explaining is life changes, your desires, your friends, your tolerances. I found that a lot of times it was like, in some ways it's funny because it's like you can't tolerate certain things, and yet you have compassion for other things that you don't want to tolerate. So it's a learning. It's like you're in a PhD program, learning every day. And some days there's this, like, you can go, doesn't seem like anything's happening. The next day it's like, boom, something, either, uh, you know, again, integration, slowing things down, information coming in. And it can come in little spits, or it can come in a big, wave of energy that's going to take some time to wrap your mind around and to be with and to integrate. You can't lie or fake it. You can't lie or fake it anymore. It's like, as you start to do this, it's like it just feels so against who you really are. Like it's gratingly so. It's just like, I can't. It's like, and in some ways I would say, this is because you're losing the fear and you're being more in your power. And it's like you're not doing the things that were limiting you before. You're not believing the limiting things, like you can't be heard and seen. And again, that'll be in steps. It might not be, it's most likely not going to happen that like one day all of a sudden it doesn't matter what you say and you don't give a shit what anybody else thinks or whatever. But it can be a gradual, or you can take a quantum leap in it. You can take all of this can be gradual and have quantum leaps too. So it's a mix. It's not, again, it depends on you, what you're ready for, what you're open to receive, what you will allow to happen. And some things, are going to be, this is the thing, like, can you feel it as it's like a feather on your cheek going, hello, hello, this needs to change? Or do you have to wait for the Mack truck? And the Mack truck is like, not facing things, going against the flow. And then you either get sick, or you divorce or lose something, lose um, it's the tragic things that come up that you don't need to have those if you address them soon enough. It's don't push the things away anymore. They're coming for you to acknowledge them so you can make choices that are for your highest good, that are more soulful, truthful, empowering, loving choices, so you get to discover and reveal and remember who you really are and what you're here for. So what I was just talking, you will have resistance to some of these new energies because it's new, particularly in the beginning. Those of you who are further along and have been doing this a while, you're not as you're not going to have as much resistance because now you understand it and you can feel it, and the more you go with it, the more the flow is. But sometimes there's things that come up that you don't want to do that you feel like, oh, you got to do. And just because they're unknown or you feel out of control or they're uncertain, and sometimes it's just like taking a while to let that sit in and grow and feel it and get more aligned and do the things that are really healthy. And then it'll be, now your constitution is stronger. It can hold you going through that process. It doesn't feel as fearful anymore. But you can't, if you're really resisting it, and pushing it away and not listening, then what you resist persists and becomes bigger, becomes a monster. You can't bury your head anymore because it's all about becoming aware, and so burying your head becomes harder and harder. So you're going to see things you didn't see before. You're going to see shadows and lies and deceptions and different things that you don't want to see, that if you're like, you don't want to believe certain things, and here's why, is because the shadow and the light coexist. Your shadows and your light coexist. In the world, the earth, it's yin and yang. So it's learning. It's not giving our power away and thinking the shadow is the big boogeyman and we're doomed. It's about, in ourselves, a lot of people feel they're doomed. They're unlovable. They're not good enough. Blah 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 blah. And the world, if you don't want to see the bad things because that's spiritually not good. That's a bunch of baloney. It's like we need to know what's going on in order to create a nuke. To have so this system's broke. This structure's broke. This ideology is not true, whatever they are. So then we can make better decisions from our higher self, from our connection around, and feel empowered to be able to make those choices and things, that we have ideas about what we want. If you don't know, and it's also, you're learning how you are responsible for creating this world too. It's not other people creating it unless you give your power away, meaning you don't make choices. You don't use your voice and say what's important. You don't stand up for justice and what's right. If you don't say anything, then you have given your power away and you're letting others. So as you evolve, others have control. So as you evolve, you start learning how powerful you are, that your beingness affects and influences the direction humanity's going in this world, influences the how we treat the earth, what we're creating. So once you get how powerful you are, and it's just like, and your ability to influence different things in the world, you will like jump into that because it's what you're here for. It's what you're here for. This is your big mission right now, to discover I am a powerful human being and a soul that's here to create and to help create this new world, this world that where there is no division, where there's unity, where there's compassion, where there's unconditional love, where there's opportunity and prosperity for everybody, where there's health, where there's wisdom. And you are a part of creating that. And this big mission that you have felt your whole life is right now. You going through this evolution, you making new choices, you contributing through doing your inner work to influence the progress, the new world, the new way of being, the new systems, the new education, the new health systems, to be innovative, creative. So, yay. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Let's see. So yes, so it's feeling empowered is one of that. Like all of a sudden feeling like, oh, feeling vital, feeling that life force energy instead of limited or disempowered. And you start to see other people and situations, and you start to see how that how to play that, how to create in that. You live more with intention and purpose. You decide because you understand, oh, I'm influencing. You wake up, you set intentions and purpose for being in the world. You're here. I'm here to do this. I'm here to share information. I'm here to let you know that you are not alone and that we're all doing this work together, and that you are a powerful being of love, of light, of knowledge, of wisdom, of talents, of gifts that humanity needs right now. And just being love, feeling the love for you first, doing all of that for you first. When you can do that, listen, the crows are all agreeing. So you also will feel a full range of emotions. So the more awake you are, the more evolved, that as you come, like you won't push away emotions, because everything is important. It's all important, and you let the energy and emotions, look at them all flying back there, flow through you. That's right, because the hawks are around now. We have a hawk energy. So feeling is really important because it gives you information. It's giving you information, and it's also releasing information. And there's another little buggy here. Past events, past beliefs that you've buried will just naturally arise, and they're arising again so you can let them go. Not so you have to dive in and why did that happen, blah, 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 blah. Learn, if there's something to learn from it, learn that, to have compassion and love yourself, and then let it go. Just again, be with it. You're not resisting any feelings. You're not trying to change any feeling. Let the stuff come. It came up so you can release it, not so you remember and go through a struggle or feel terrible. That's not it. It's come up because you can now release it. You slow down and time feels like it quickens. So that is, that covered a lot. And so hopefully this will help you when you're going through it. It's like, oh, did Marilyn said something about that? Yes, I feel that way. And if you want, leave comments and share what you're going through, so other people can see that, right? And please like this and give a like for it and leave a comment if you can, because that helps to get this out. So if we can all be helping each other realize we're not alone. You're not alone. And if you want a community to be in, it's actually a small community. You get a lot of individual help. Um, is on my Patreon, Marilyn O'Malley at Patreon. Or you can do one-on-one coaching with me. Let me help you through this ascension process. And otherwise, you can also listen to any of my podcasts. But until we meet again, love, live, and matter. Because you do, and you are. Bye.